I remember watching this review when the Mario movie came out a while back, and it didn't sit right with me then, so I decided to revisit it now.
So I just saw the baby movie, and wow, what a surprise. It was a dumb baby movie for dumb, stupid babies.
Let's keep it a bean here. This movie had to have mass appeal to all audiences. Otherwise, it wouldn't have succeeded.
I'm trying to imagine a single scenario of someone saying that about any movie that I love, even my favorite films of all time, and being actually upset about it.
It's been a while since I've watched this review, but I think the critique here is that he's upset with general audience's response to his critique. Something meta like that.
But there's something particular about fans of this film, where they can't just enjoy the movie, they need everyone else to validate their own perspective.
Okay, so it has almost been 1 year since this review, and if I've learned anything since then, it's that you can't reason with anyone on the internet. And if you have an opinion, just say it and move on with your life.
It is not enough for them to have an experience with a piece of art. They need everyone else to have the exact same experience to coddle their insecurities.
Who are these people? Also, who cares what some random Joe Schmo's opinion is on Twitter or Letterboxd? This is your movie review channel. Just state your opinions on movies you've watched. Welp. We're off to a bad start.
Don't listen to the critics. Their perspective doesn't mean anything at all.
In this day and age, a critic's review is worth a grain of salt. I'm always going to say this. If you want to know if a movie or whatever you want to watch is worth your time, then watch it yourself.
And you can tell how much I believe that by how much I have to say it.
At this time, at this point in place, right?
Help, Daddy.
And the way this book came about is because my dad passed away about a year ago, and I had a box of what you laughing?
There's other people having a different experience with a piece of art than I did.
That is this whole review, by the way. Other people are saying this and blah, blah, blah.
They're saying the movie isn't great. They're saying that they didn't personally connect with the film, and I attach my entire identity to it. That means I'm mad. They're really seriously thinking about my gotten in this situation. I must protect my brand. I don't think that my childhood when I was watching television. Every advertisement is essentially telling me that I need something to be happy. Even the shows themselves are just advertisements disguised as entertainment. Yeah, you need these Pokemon. You can't Pokemon. You want to fucking baby. You don't have to wait. Let's use the power of to have children memorize every Pokemon they need. You need the games to be happy. You need to catch all Pokemon. You need the games to be happy. And in order for you to catch all Pokemon, your friends need to have a game where you have 2 copies like the fucking psychopath. You gotta keep buying the cards. You gotta catch them all. I think a lot of people reflect on the fact that they are children on television with highly experimental. And maybe perhaps this whole brand and fictional character standing is a result of that.
There have always been fandoms and stan culture. We just didn't use these terms to describe it back then.
Your experience as a child shapes the person who you grow up to be.
I'm not a psychologist with a specialty in child psychology, but that's debatable. Like, for instance, I watched Jerry Springer as a kid, and I didn't grow up to be on talk shows or a horrible person. But you know, whatever. Go off, sis.
And at some point we decided it was normal for children to obsess over brands and fictional characters.
But baby, it has always fucking been that way. Advertising has been a concept that's been alive longer than you and I were ever even born.
And there's nothing wrong with being a fan of something or enjoying something, but when it's at the point where you feel instinctually compelled to play defense for a film that isn't even out yet, you might have a fucking problem.
Oh, God. Who had been saying that? Who said that? Who said that?
Wow, you didn't like a baby movie? You must not be a baby. Wow, look at this guy. He didn't connect with the plot. I've decided I'm going to enjoy it regardless of what the plot is. Haha, I don't even need a plot.
All those comments he pulled up are all completely in the right, though. Like, this is an extreme overreaction to being the outlier. I mean, have your opinion on a movie. Yes, the Mario movie isn't some novel, Shakespearean ass tale, but you ain't gotta kick doors down 'cause no one agrees with your take. It's kind of lame to make this whole video about that and not just genuinely review the movie.
I'm a baby. It's a baby movie for babies. Look at me, I'm a baby. Wah, wah. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I've decided that it's not possible to have legitimate criticisms with it. Boring? More like you're wrong. I've decided I'm gonna have fun no matter what the movie is. Ha-hoo!
However, this comment is completely right. I think this may have been an overreaction on his part, 'cause he gets more and more angry as the review goes. Honestly, all those comments were saying was that the Mario movie was good for what it is, and your movie sucks is standing in his truth, saying no, that ain't good enough. A movie made to please every demographic has to please niche moviegoers, and that somehow makes complete and total sense for Mario, a billion-dollar video game franchise. Nintendo had a lot riding on this, if we're being honest.
Wow, get a load of this guy. He didn't get the memo that we're supposed to be on the hype train. Haha, wow, what a loser. Haha. The movie says Mario in the title. Obviously, it's going to be great.
I love that he's just doubling down on this. Like, all people were telling him is that the Mario movie is fine to exist as a property for all audiences, and he's like, no, you silly fucks. It has to be more than that for some reason. It's kind of funny.
I've decided that anything with Mario in the title is something that I will watch uncritically.
That is not what anyone is saying, though. No one is saying you can't criticize the Mario movie. All these posts are saying is that you're making a spectacle out of Mario, which had to appeal to multiple demographics because it is a billion-dollar franchise.
I must protect the brand.
Well, no. No one is doing that either. Someone wrote in a comment, "What did you expect?" And I echo that comment. What did you expect going into a movie made by Illumination?
Again, I am trying to imagine any scenario where someone says these words about a movie I'm excited for, and I actually get upset about it?
I think this is more of a problem of being chronically online than it is with an actual problem that exists in real life. Also, people will hate on anything. I bet there's someone out there right now hating on a movie you're excited to watch and love. I just know they're foaming at the mouth as we speak.
It's entirely unrelatable.
To what? Also just a nitpick of mine. But why does everything have to be relatable?
What the fuck is wrong with you people? Seeing these types of responses actually makes me feel a lot better, because these exact same babies created a mild internet shitstorm over my reaction to the trailer.
I'll just say this outright. I wasn't impressed with the trailer from what I remember. If I could be completely honest, I thought the Mario movie was pretty mid. The actual movie was better than just the trailer, though.
There was a shot of Bowser where his movements felt overly exaggerated compared to other shots and other characters.
I remember that, and everyone gave him shit about it cause he was dead-ass wrong. It's funny. Like, he was genuinely saying Bowser looked overly animated in an animated movie. You can be wrong sometimes. It happens.
And I use the word over-animated to describe it because any adult would understand what I mean when I say that.
I feel like your movie sucks is the kind of guy who never admits when he's wrong. Like he would rather double down on a bad take than just take the L and keep it pushing. Like, no. What the fuck do you mean an animated scene in a movie is over-animated? Makes no goddamn sense, laughing my ass off.
Now, even though my audience is mostly adults, there were some babies that happened upon my video.
Just because someone doesn't agree with you, it doesn't mean they are a baby.
They clipped that section out of the video and reposted it on Twitter, and then their demographic of babies wound up signal boosting it even further.
Again, just because someone dared to call you out for a lukewarm take, it doesn't make them a baby. If anything, you not being able to take an ounce of criticism says more about you than it does about them.
And most of these people were seriously saying that it is not possible for something to be over-animated.
Because it's not.
Wow, this guy obviously never read the 12 Principles of Animation. Yes, the 12 Principles of Animation, where it clearly states that there is no such thing as a shot where a character's movements can seem over-exaggerated compared to other shots or characters. That doesn't exist, and that is obviously shown in the 12 Principles of Animation. I clearly read it. Boop.
I think he's confused over exaggerated movements for what he deems as something being over-animated. Which I thought the shot of Bowser in the trailer was fine. I don't know why he was so upset with it. Something I do think Japanese animators do a lot, with JRPGs especially, or even just Japanese games, is the way they animate people talking always throws me off. Like, I've been noticing this especially with Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Eric?
Just checking.
Checking for what?
If you were fighting or not. Not gonna lie, I'm a teensy bit jealous. This place just isn't that fun when you're all by yourself. There must be someone out there who'd want to hang out with a cool person like me.
Stop it. This isn't the time to go making new friends, right?
Yeah, you heard the man, Eric.
All I'm saying is, anyone can put on a friendly face.
After seeing their responses to critics who weren't even shitting on the movie but just said that they didn't connect with it, it makes me feel a lot better. It's pretty clear that these people were never actually serious about their criticisms to my video anyway.
I don't think anyone really takes the Mario movie or criticisms of it that seriously.
It is literally just as simple as them being upset because they don't feel validated.
You say that, But not 5 seconds ago you said you felt relieved when other people had the same opinion as you.
It is not enough for them to validate each other. No, they need everyone to participate.
Well then what is this video if not you feeling the need to feel validated and trying to prove people on Twitter wrong?
Yeah, you can tell a movie's really good when its biggest fans are constantly coping over other people not having the same experience as them.
You can say that for any movie. For example, I thought Madame Web was funny and something to watch. But I know to everyone else that watched it, it was a garbled, awful mess. It is what it is. I got another example. He has a video saying Poor Things was incredible. Meanwhile, my sister said it was one of the worst movies she'd ever watched. That it was just perversion personified. She didn't say that. I'm paraphrasing. I did the thing he said in the beginning of the video about shitting on movies that he likes. I'm planning on watching Poor Things, but I kind of don't want to. The things I do for entertainment.
The things I do for love.
Must be a really great film, yeah. Must be a fucking masterpiece.
Who is saying the Mario movie is a goddamn masterpiece?
Guys, it's a kids movie. You can't say anything bad about any kids movie. Yep, there's no such thing as a good kids movie, I guess.
That is not what anyone is saying. What they are saying is that the movie is the way it is because the main demographic is children. You can criticize anything to your heart's content. Honestly.
Apparently, lazy writing is inherent to the genre according to these people.
Lazy writing in children's media is 100% inherent to the genre.
Just because a movie is family-friendly does not mean that it inherently needs to be lazily written.
That is not what it has to be. That's just what it usually winds up being. I'm going to argue for in defense of Mario here for a minute. I think the script for the movie was decent. I think the writers behind these movies get no credit when it comes to natural and realistic dialogue. Just saying something is lazily written is a lazy critique in of itself. What are some points in the Mario movie that felt lazy? It'd be nice if you'd list some examples instead of just whining about what people on Twitter were saying about your media literacy. To me, I think there was a lot of effort and love put into this movie. Nothing really came across as lazy. Uninspired or unoriginal maybe, but not really lazy. But I digress.
You can still put effort into things and have it be accessible for children.
I'm gonna be real here. He's lost me at this point. There was so much effort put in by the animators of this movie. Every scene had an insane amount of polish. And this is completely accessible to children too. When I went to a screening of this film, children were having the time of their lives. They were cheering for Mario. It was sweet. Honestly, it made the whole experience of watching the movie better too. 'Cause these kinds of kids' movies are really not for me. This was made for them.
The Lego Movie is a solid example of this.
I never watched the Lego Movie, so I wouldn't know.
Where the main character travels through different set pieces that may be nostalgic to viewers that are loyal to this brand.
Again, I'm lost. That's what happens in the Mario movie. What are we doing here? Exactly.
What exactly do stans of this movie love so much that wouldn't still be able to be in the film with a better script?
Well, okay. How would you personally improve the script? What are ways that it could be improved upon? Instead of just yelling into the void, what are things that could be changed to make a children's movie more entertaining for you? 'Cause I can't personally think of ways they could improve the script. Then again, I haven't watched this movie since it was in theaters about a year ago.
Tell me! Leave a fucking comment and tell me!
My counter-argument, again, would be what are ways you could improve on the script. I also would like to note that nothing gets lost if the script is reworked or improved upon. I just don't think it was bad enough to necessitate a rewrite at all, though.
If the only reason you're seeing the movie is to soy out every time they show a character or set piece from the games, in what fucking universe do you think that they can't also do that but have a good script?
Did he ever say the script was bad? I thought it was just lazy according to him. I'm not even saying this just to be a contrarian or anything, but I honestly thought the Mario movie had a solid script. If the movie did have flaws, I would say it would be some of the voice acting and the plot was kind of boring. That's it, really.
What about the things you want to see in the film makes it impossible to include in a story that's not written so lazily?
It's not even lazily written, though. You know damn well the script went through tons of rewrites and had to check all of the boxes before it was ever greenlit. And again, I have to point out, he is not giving any examples at all of the script being bad or lazy. This format of movie critiquing requires sufficient evidence to back up your claims. All he's doing is yelling that the script is lazy. Show proof. I'm not the one critiquing the Mario movie here. I'm sure there are points that could have been done better. But if you're gonna stand your ground and call something lazy, show the damn receipts.
If you went to the movie and all you want out of your experience is to go, wow, dude, Bowser, wow, dude, Mario Kart, wow, dude, there's Diddy Kong, then do that and be happy with yourself.
I have to ask genuinely, what the fuck are you even complaining about at this point?
But don't soil your fucking diaper when someone who wants to see a film isn't satisfied with the character and set piece references on their own.
The only soiled diaper here is coming from the guy yelling at his audience that he doesn't like a movie that was made for literal children.
The plot of this film is the most bland, basic, and obvious it possibly could have been, so much so that an AI could have written it and maybe actually did, I don't know.
I will never, ever understand YouTube movie reviewers who cannot be bothered to look up any piece of information for their videos. It takes all of 5 seconds. I looked it up. It was written by Matthew Fogel, whose only other real writing credit was The Minions, Rise of Gru, and the Lego Movie Part 2, the second part. That's crazy. I thought for sure they would have hired a more experienced veteran writer to write for the Mario movie. I guess not. What do you know? He also wrote for something called Big Mamas, like father like son. Do with that information what you will.
The licensed music choices in this film were also horrendous, obvious, and uninspired.
You know, the only reason they did that was to appeal to general audiences, right?
Again, like an AI could have done it, and maybe they did.
I'm pretty sure this is one of those approved by committee movies. I think something he genuinely doesn't seem to understand is that he's talking about the Mario movie as if it's some regular, ordinary movie. For one thing, Mario is one of the most recognizable figures on the planet. There's no way in hell Nintendo was going to take any risks with this movie. They had way too much to lose on this. They market tested the fuck out of this movie. They did all the things that were going to guarantee them success, and I can't fault them for that. Nintendo had a lot riding on this. It's not like Garfield where it's gonna come out and no one's gonna bat an eyelash. This is quite literally $1 billion franchise. They had to do what they had to do.
Chris Pratt's voice acting fucking sucked. His accent was inconsistent. It was overall terrible casting.
No, it was stunt casting. All jokes aside, his performance was okay. I wasn't blown away or anything, but nobody was going to replace Charles Martinet for me.
The casting choices in general overwhelmingly sucked. The only ones I really enjoyed were Keegan-Michael Key as Toad and Charlie Day as Luigi. Jack Black as Bowser was decent.
Casting choices in general overwhelmingly sucked. I only enjoyed over half of them. Also, the Anna Taylor-Joy slander. She was great in this movie.
That Peaches song he sang really sucked. I wish I could have heard the character Bowser's voice as he sang instead of just hearing Jack Black Tenacious D shit.
Jack Black Tenacious D shit is how the musician Jack Black sings. He is in a band called Tenacious D, where that is exclusively how he sings in real life.
Peaches, 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 peaches. Ah! Oh, yeah.
The entire song just felt like it was Jack Black just fucking around on the microphone during a blooper reel.
No, it was written for the movie. I think Jack Black may have ad-libbed some parts though, but he thought it was cute and funny. Then again, what would Jack Black know about music or comedy?
Like it was some lazily ad-libbed thing that wasn't even supposed to be in the movie. Haha, he said peaches and he said it more than once, haha.
No, they wrote it exclusively for Jack Black because of his background of being a grandiose rock star. And he had to sign off on the song to even perform it.
It genuinely feels like that scene only existed to be memed.
Maybe. I couldn't tell ya. Reading some of the behind-the-scenes interviews, though, it seems like some of the writers and crew really just wanted Jack Black to ham it up as Bowser, though.
Like, oh, here's the viral marketing portion of the film.
The viral marketing portion of the film was when they were advertising Princess Peach as a girl boss.
People will share this one on Twitter, and you did!
Also, the song went viral on TikTok and the Billboard Hot 100. It ranked at number 56. Little fun fact, it was Jack Black's first solo single to ever rank on the charts. I feel like I'm being gaslit. There's no way that was his first solo single to rank on the Billboard Hot 100.
Unironically, AI is going to be fucking great at making financially successful films. Also, Bowser's barely in the movie?
Yeah, it's called the Mario movie, not the Bowser movie. Hope this helps.
He's just forgotten about for the vast majority of the runtime.
That's not how movies work. You can't have all the scenes be about the villain.
It would have been cool for them to actually, I don't know, do something with his character, but that would have required effort, and you can't do that because it's a kid's movie and you won't be able to have references or something. I won't be able to enjoy it if you put effort into the writing.
I mean, he only threatened to destroy the Mushroom Kingdom, kidnapped Princess Peach, and posed a great looming threat in their universe. But, yeah, he didn't do jack shit in this movie. No pun intended there, honestly.
Everything is just so underdeveloped.
It wasn't. It worked fine. I'm getting kind of sick of reacting to this. It's just beating a dead horse. Like, look, I'm not even the biggest fan of the Mario movie, but this video is just a pain in the butt to sit through.
5 hours later.
References are not substantive. They are not content. It is no different than a Friedberg/Seltzer film.
So he's complaining about there being references in the Mario movie. I don't think those penguins are even enemies in the Mario games. If they are, they're a redesigned form of the Cooligans from New Super Mario U. He's lost the plot, and I'm sick of reacting to this.
With the only difference being that you are a brand loyalist. Oh wow, a reference, but also it's the brand I like. Woo!
I think he's confusing what a movie reference is with Easter eggs. A movie reference would be like Mario saying the line, "I'll be back." If you don't know what that's from, look up a movie called The Terminator 2. An Easter egg is what he's referring to, where the animators put little nuggets you can find, like Mario doing his high spinning jump from Super Mario Sunshine in a couple of scenes in the movie. Anyways.
So yeah, in conclusion, this is not a movie for anyone who is actually interested in movies. It is for children and man-children who feel as though they need validation for their obsession over a brand.
I don't agree. I think this is something you can sit and watch with your family and enjoy. I don't think every movie has to be to the tune of Symbiote Psychotaxiplasm to be memorable or even worth watching.
If you enjoyed this film as a film and are comfortable with your own experience and don't need the rest of the world to cater to you and pretend to enjoy something that they didn't, then power to you, and obviously I wasn't talking about you in this review.
Who does he think he was talking to? I mean, to be fair, I don't know all of the comments people made at him about this movie, so I don't know if people were being unreasonable or not. But the comments he showed in this video were all pretty rational.
But if you're outside of my target audience and think that the word baby is even a real insult, then I don't know, change your diaper.
I like how condescending he's being. Like he's really saying, if you dare challenge my thoughts on this children's movie, then you're all babies. As if calling someone an infant is insulting in some way.
Anyway, you're stupid, and it's embarrassing that this movie is even a part of a cultural conversation to begin with.
It's embarrassing that one of the most famous and most beloved franchises in the whole world is in the cultural conversations to begin with. So embarrassing. Like, imagine a movie about a video game that's sold over $15 billion worth of video games being a part of the cultural conversation to begin with. How embarrassing.
Thanks. And I'm giving this one a 2 out of 10.
I'm kidding, I couldn't care less. Water!